President Donald Trump spoke with Elon Musk live on X, formerly known as Twitter, and it broke the internet in a variety of ways. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about President Donald Trump speaking with Elon Musk live on X, formerly known as Twitter, in an event that broke the internet in a variety of ways. The first way it broke the internet was when the chat was scheduled to start 8 p.m. Eastern. Elon was in there, Trump was in there, but we couldn't get in there. You see, this event happened on a thing called Spaces. And if you don't know what it is, long story short, Twitter has a group voice chat feature that anyone can join. And they tested this feature before they went live. They said it had, 8 million concurrent listeners in the room as a test, and everything went fine. But when they started this one, there was issues. Now, the media would say it was a glitch fest and Trump was slurring and it was boring and he was rambling. And as a matter of fact, let's look at some of these headlines before we get to what the issue was. Here's a collection of them. You can see them right here. USA Today, Trump rambles, slurs his way through Elon Musk interview. It was an unmitigated disaster. Here goes Fox. Kamala Harris's campaign criticizes Trump for serving self-obsessed rich guys. Newsweek, Donald Trump's lisp during Elon Musk interview raises questions. The Guardian. So Donald Trump chatted with Elon, and here's the future as they see it. Losers win. Incompetence rules. New York Times. Musk's talk on X after a glitchy start. A 2-hour ramble. You get the idea of what's going on. You can see all the headlines right in front of you. Now, here's what actually happened with the glitches in the beginning. There was a DDoS attack. Now, to make a long story short and to give my best explanation of what that is, and if anybody wants to correct me, any tech bros or tech girls in the chat, y'all let me know. But basically, it's like hackers. Although they're not, they are, because the purpose is the same of a hacker or whatever the people that do DDoS attacks are called. They're trying to bring the website down. They're trying to make the website not functional or the app non-functional by sending a bunch of traffic, false traffic, to overwhelm the data centers, overwhelm the servers. Now, that's probably the best way to explain it, to make it make sense. But if anybody has a better explanation, let me know in the comments. So they were able to get past that, though. They were able to get past the DDoS attack. And after about 30 to 45 minutes past the initial starting time, they were able to get cracking, and they spoke for about 2 hours. Now, this was not really an interview. This is more of a conversation. And I thought it was a good conversation, really good conversation, intelligent conversation, but it wasn't stated in a way that it'd be confusing to the average person. And what we're going to do right now is check out a few clips. I will link to the entire thing in the box. Shout out to you guys who were on the live stream last night. I appreciate y'all for joining. Let's check out this clip right here. About the assassination attempt, which was the very first topic. They spent quite a while on this, but I think it was warranted since we've not had such a thing happen in over 40 years, ever since Reagan.
You know, like what I found admirable there was that you can't fake bravery under such circumstances. The courage is instinctual or it is not. It's not a rehearsed action. And so I just want to say that I think a lot of people admire your courage under fire there. And
Well,
so
thank you very
yeah,
much. I appreciate it. I didn't think of it. I just wanted to get up and I wanted to stand up. I wanted to let people know, I felt I was good when they were on top of me, covering me, actually, very much covering me and very bravely. But I wanted to get up. I said, I want to get up. And they wanted, they have everything there. They wanted stretcher. I didn't like the stretcher. And I knew I was hit in the ear, but
Yeah, no stretcher. Unless you don't want to have that kind of issue, because he just got hit in his ear. He didn't get hit anywhere else. So to carry him out on the stretcher would have been really bad optics.
knew I wasn't hit anywhere else. They felt I was hit someplace else
yeah.
because it was such a lot of blood. And they were sure that I was hit someplace else. And they were saying, sir, you were hit more than the ear. I said, nope, I was hit in the ear. I want to get up. Let me get up. And so I got up, and the crowd didn't know what to think. I mean, this was so many people, and you could see they were confused. They didn't know what to think. And I wanted to let them know I was okay. It was very important for me to let them
Yeah.
know that. and they went wild. You've seen the after. They didn't go wild when I
Yeah.
got up because they didn't know was I alive. You really couldn't tell when I stood up before the hand, before the the fist in the air. Uh, they didn't know if I was alive. Nobody did. And when I put the fist up, they were just relieved and happy and thrilled, and the place went crazy. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
terrible thing, but it
it
was
was
really nice.
incredibly moving. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big part of what's going on. Really, really important points to make about the assassination attempt and that he wanted everybody to know he was okay. I knew what he was doing right away. Some people in the media saw this as him just trying to promote himself and nah, because you want to make sure that everybody knows you're okay. Because if they think something happened to you to where you can't move on or you're not here with us anymore, that could start civil unrest. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want civil unrest. You don't want anybody to be overly worried and be afraid. So, hey, I'm good. Everything's all right. Don't worry about it. And that's why the crowd reacted that way. So shout out to him. Now, what you may have heard was his speech. Some say that it was slurred. What I heard was dehydration. And I've seen him do that before. Like if it's late in the day, you can kind of tell it's time to go to sleep, and he'll have that kind of voice. It's a dehydration. Sometimes you spit when you talk when you're like that. That's not a slur like what Joe Biden is doing because he's 1,000 years old. It's I'm speaking for 2 hours. I need some water. I need to go to bed type of thing. All right. Now, here he is talking about Kamala stealing this no tax for tips line. Have you seen this? Kamala has been out there campaigning about no tax for tips. And it's funny because the mainstream media, the way they're covering it, they're saying it's a good thing. But then when Trump spoke about it, they're talking about, oh, it's going to cost so many hundreds of billions of dollars to the U.S. government, and we can't afford it. Funny how that works. From the same organ, I think it was CBS that did that. Really funny, but I digress.
Making a speech and there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago. And by the way, they had just the opposite. They had not only tax on tips, but they hired 88,000 IRS agents, and many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies and all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a policy that they were really going to go after you and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, she comes out with what I said, which I think is terrible. And I think it's also hitting them very hard. These people are fake. He's making a speech and there will be.
Right on. Shout out to him for that one. Now, here's more about global conflict because we've had quite a bit of that. We've had Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, and now we're in Africa, new places over there. We're in South America doing regime change. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. So here he is talking a little bit about that.
I said, what's the biggest problem? He said, North Korea. I had that problem worked out very quickly. It was nasty at the beginning with Rocket Man and, all the different things.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden I got a call.
Those were some epic tweets, by the way.
Yeah, they were. No,
like
they were
absolutely...
epic. Everything he said that he has a red button on his desk. I said, I have a red button on my desk too, but my red button is much bigger, and my red button works. And then I called him Little Rocket Man of Little Rocket Man. Anyway,
that was a classic time in history. The Rocket Man. Rocket Man, he's on a suicide mission for himself. That was a great speech, in my humble opinion.
The thing that they really is making them angry is what Kamala and Biden have allowed to happen to the economy. It's a disaster with inflation. The inflation, it doesn't matter what you make. The inflation is eating you alive. If you're a worker or if you're just a middle income person, you can't afford. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, people were saving a lot of money. Today, they're using all their money and borrowing money just to live. It's a horrible thing that's happening, and we'll end that quickly.
Right on. Now, here's more about world leaders. Vladimir Putin. Oh, this was a funny one. This was a funny moment right here. Let me see. Okay, we got a couple more.
And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I said, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day. You cannot do it. And I told him things that what I do, and he said, no way. And I said, way. And it's the last time we ever had the conversation. And again,
He said no way. I said way. Hilarious. Hilarious. All right, let's go some more here. Sometimes people think that people endorse candidates without hearing it from them. Like the whole Joe Rogan situation with, what was that, RFK? He spoke highly of RFK, but I didn't hear an endorsement. This right here was a clear endorsement. So in the conversation, Elon can speak to Trump and be positive, but that does not mean he's endorsing them. But right here, you heard it straight from him. That's why I've endorsed you. Okay. And Trump is appreciative of the endorsement.
I appreciate that. That endorsement meant a lot to me. Not all endorsements mean that much, to be honest. Your endorsement meant a lot. And, we have a phrase, make America great again. It's pretty simple, but it really says that we want to make America great again. And we can do it. We can do it now. But if we were going to suffer another 4 years like we've suffered for the last 4 years, I'm not sure the country can ever come back.
So there we have it. Again, there's more to this. This was, I thought it was about 2 hours. Might have been wrong. Might have been an hour and a half. It was quite a while. It was scheduled to begin at 8. They started at about 8:30 to 8:45. I think it might have been 8:45. And as I can recall, I was still streaming the event at about 10:45 p.m. Eastern. So they spoke for quite a while. I'll link to more in the box. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Elon and Trump for having this discussion. It wasn't a debate. It wasn't an interview. It was just two guys talking about some issues that are going on. Talking about the economy, talking about global conflict, talking about Kamala, talking about this and that and electric vehicles and all kind of stuff. So good talk. I like this. And Elon has also said that Kamala's welcome to come. Is she going to show up? I don't think so, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Did you watch the entire interview or discussion? Have you only seen clips? Whatever your thoughts are, either way, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I thought it was a good talk. I enjoyed it. There were funny moments. It was smart, but it wasn't too lofty. They spoke in a way to where anybody could understand it. I really like that. I like the open kind of discussion format. And I think all candidates running should do this, Kamala. But I don't see it happening because she doesn't even want to talk to the media outside of the plane when she goes to wherever she's going. So if she doesn't want to answer 3 or 4 questions, how is she going to sit for 2 hours and have a conversation with somebody? I don't really see it going on, especially not without her signature phrases, the what has been and what was and the passage of time and all kind of stuff like this. If she can't say that, then I don't really see a discussion going well at all. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.